pathlessness. Wherever you look, where is this supposed to lead?
Huh. You're the one they call the Prophet, aren't you? Congratulations on passing the trial. I guess.
Yes. You know, I know Natara better than you might believe. And I know the reason. She's afraid of losing something. Even more than us. She had to correct. It is... She believes that I would give a lot for her support, rather than this ridiculous bickering. That's none of your concern. But everybody needs someone to back them. We are like wool. If my resolve... But that does not mean that I regret any of the decisions I have made. None of them.
The sky can rain fire. Magisters never...
My sir. You just...
The prodigy, huh? Apparently we owe you for the shards of this sigil stone.
Yes.
My sir? Huh? Can I help you? Be careful, my sir. The streets aren't safe at this hour.
An outlander? What are you doing in this part of the city? Shouldn't you be, I don't know, somewhere else?
And so the circle closes, as it does for these 3 virtuous souls we are mourning today. But fear not, for they gave their life for a just cause, for the greater good, and will thus be walking on the endless paths forever, together with our Lord Malphus. Magistra Jailer, Keeper of the Third Sigil and Master of the Archives. Stalwyn Willowsong, Keeper of the First Sigil.
I just don't see the fucking point.
Lightman, Novice. May the Lord receive your souls today and grant you that you may walk the paths for eternity.
Oh, just shut up, won't you? As if you believe any of this yourself.
Keeper, you...
Malphus is dead. Our Lord is dead. And if even he could... last through the ages, how is he supposed to lead us along the eternal paths? A dead god?
Take her away.
Yes, just go on. Close your eyes and pretend that none of this is happening. It's what you've always been good at. The cleansing is our punishment, don't you see? The punishment because we failed the Lightborn. That we let someone kill them. And the High Ones will take us all. Do you hear me? They will take us all.
Keep going.
But...
Keep going!
Magistra Jailer, Keeper of the Third Sigil and Master of the Archives. Stalwyn Willowsong, Keeper of the First Sigil. And Legium Lightman, Novice. May the Lord receive your souls today and grant you that you may walk the paths for eternity. Walk blessed, my child. Ha ha. For one, it also tells us the virtue of the path. The idea. You are welcome, child. Walk blessed.
Huh. You're the one they call the prophet, aren't you? Congratulations on passing the trial, I guess. Huh. You're the one they call the prophet, aren't you?
An outlander. What are you doing in this part of the city?
Huh?
Red madness. Enemies before our gates.
Now, isn't this a surprise? The world's nearing its end, yet the Prophet takes the time to pay me a visit. What do you need? It does what most injuries do. Hurts. But I'm a lot better, thanks for asking. Truth be told, just lying around here doing nothing's what's bothering me the most at the moment. Oh my, you make it sound so dramatic. I don't think this will be the end, though. Say what you want about this place, but the apothecarius said I might even be able to help if I rest for just a few more hours. Just be careful, all right? And find the Numinos.
Move along.
Saira, you came. Thanks. I thought it was fitting for the occasion. Impressive, isn't it? From here it all seems so peaceful. As if there'd be no enemy army just in front of our gates. As if all this, the cycle, the High Ones, the Naramis, were just imagination.
We always go too easy on this guy.
So am I. I wanted... Do you want to hear something funny? The two of us, even though we haven't known each other for that long, we've been through a lot. We underwent the Sigil's trial, we fought our way through ancient ruins, and we found the forgotten home of the Star People. I'd say we make for quite an unusual couple, right? But still, what I'd like to ask of you tonight, I'm ashamed to. It seems so out of place, so mundane. Just follow me. I'll tell you when we get there.
always go too easy on the scum. Be careful, my sir. The streets aren't safe at this hour.
Yes? Some shifts never end.
Not now, please.
The Nighthawks. They're a small minstrel group from Duneville, and they came here to play despite the situation. I guess I always have. I've just never permitted myself to enjoy it before. But then I realized, there's a point we could die. And if that should happen, I want to be able to say, yes, Khalid. But despite all that, you didn't forget to just let go from time to time. You didn't forget to live. Or to love. You may. And it means a lot to me. So, Saira, let's dance together. For tonight, let's just forget about everything it does. Like a damn good one.
Wait, I think I know you. You helped the Grandmaster crush those Neremese bastards in the harbor.
Hello.
I can't believe that actually happened.
Eternally tormented in agony and pain, their suffering and despair, an endless wicked
The
pain.
best wine in all of ENDERAL. Come, give it a try.
No faith, belief, or creed, not punishment they'll suffer for every evil deed. Their life was corrupted with gravity. In death they are lost once for eternity. In shame they passed away, and newly they were born. Dead of feeling hum.
As if they knew anything about the boss.
Started over.
Fine vintage.
And once
That's how it
their
is.
unburned
Life is what you
bodies
make of it.
were thrown into a grave. Their life was corrupted with depravity. In death they are lost
The
once
best
for
wine in all
eternity.
of ENDERAL.
Saira, it's good to see you. So, are you ready? The Grandmaster said Shireen was able to decipher. Fine. Truth be told, I don't find that either. I have a bad feeling about all this. Alright then. I suppose there's no point in delaying the inevitable any further, is there? Go on ahead. I'll follow.
Prophet, there's good news. We were able to decipher the Starling. Sharon was just about to explain. Sharon?
Yes. I suppose you already know that Vin hasn't always been like it is now. In the time of the Pyreans, it was one big continent, which they called Pangora. Only the Starfall, in the era of Azataron's madness, split it apart. In other words, the Pyreans dominated the entire world as it was back then. It was a world empire. However, until recently, we always thought that the Empire's capital, the City of a Thousand Floods, was situated somewhere near where Kira is today. We were wrong about that. It was here, in ENDERAL.
Here?
Here, beneath our feet, to be precise.
Under Ark?
Yes. We don't know whether it was a coincidence that Malfa's vast, but they did. The heart of the Pyrean Empire was here. Right? Hardly.
Sadly, the Order never cared much for archaeology. We considered it a useless endeavor. And even if there had been private undertakings, the dangers such an expedition posed, let alone its costs, would have scared off most investors.
But still, you're right. If the Order would have bothered, we could have saved ourselves a lot of trouble. However, it doesn't matter now. What matters is we now know where the last cleansing... True, but there might be another way. Do you know the myth of... Rubbish, of course. But I think that these screams... However, it doesn't matter now. What matters... True. Rubbish. And if there's wind...
There are tunnels. So are you suggesting that the Undercity's cavern reaches that deep? Into the City of Floods?
Into what is left of it. All we need to do is find an entrance point that can lead us down.
Then we leave without further delay. There's no point in leading an army down there, so the four of us will go alone. Prophet, speak to the Archmagister and tell him to give you the word of the dead and the container for the Numinos. We will need both. He's at the beacon.
Shouldn't we at least think this through before we go?
Ready your equipment. We'll meet at the gate to the Undercity.
Never mind. How can I help you? He was. You know, when all this started, when the Grand Master exalted you. But now... Phew! I think and your modest. Say... it. The beacon. I just don't understand. If you say so. You know, it was the Naramis, under the command of our farm. The smell of... I rode faster, and my mother... And it does... That would... If I could just be more like you, then Why? Is that so hard to understand? But you just don't want to share. The beacon won't burn. It never will. Thousands have tried it before you. Thousands who are as arrogant as you are. And they all failed.
How did they say? Just let yourself fall.
Because the light will burn you. It will devour you until there's nothing left of you. Nothing but burnt flesh.
Nice and crisp. You're familiar with that, aren't you?
Prophet.
By Malthus, we need to stop them.
Never. How can I help you? But now. Oh, say, the beacon. I just don't understand. It was the Naramis. Our farm. The smell. I rode fast. My mother. And it doesn't. That would. If I could just be more like you. Why? Is that so? But you just don't. The beacon won't burn. It never will. Thousands have tried it before you. Thousands who are as arrogant as you are. And they all failed.
How did they say? Just let yourself fall.
Because the light will burn you. It will devour you until there's nothing left of you. Nothing but burnt.
Nice and crisp.
How did they say? Just let yourself fall.
Because the light.
How did they say? Let yourself fall.
Because the light will burn you. It will devour. You until there's nothing left. Nothing but burnt flesh.
Nice and crisp. You're familiar.
How did they say? Just let yourself fall.
Big light will burn. It will devour you. until there's nothing left of you. Nothing but burnt flesh.
Nice and crisp. You're familiar with that, aren't you?
Prophet.
By Malthus. We need to stop. By the name of the sun. They... Oh, of course. Wait. Oh, of course. Wait. Oh, the damage is within acceptable limits. Nothing we shouldn't be able to repair. But wait, what is that noise? By the righteous path. I think you should see this.
What in blazes happened here? And what is that noise?
The Neramis. They are in the city. Their entire army.
What? No. This is impossible. This is impossible! And this... What's the meaning of this bloodbath?
I don't know. Somehow we're able to possess the Keepers here. They're trying to destroy the beacon, kill the Prodigy.
What? But the stone, we...
Grandmaster, you have to see this.
What? That the Neramis are in the city? I know that already.
No, we know how they did it. The true Chessa betrayed us.
Nonsense.
It's the truth. She and almost a third of the Keepers followed Bartar's example. Come, you should hear it for yourself. There. She survived it. Open your eyes, traitor.
What? Hi, Grandmaster. I am so sorry. It shouldn't have happened like that. Oh, my Malthus. What have I done?
Tell us what happened.
Of course, Grandmaster. I will. The Trechessa, she contacted Korak and asked for...
Relax. She's bleeding to death, Grandmaster. We need to get her into the curarium.
We will, once we're done. Continue. The Trechessa arranged a meeting with Korak. What did she want from him?
A truce. She offered him the city. If he would promise not to harm anyone. She had this stone. You know, this sigil stone that protects us Keepers from the High Ones. Korak, he agreed. Once the gates were open, he... Yes, the Trechessa, even though she kept her end of the bargain. Then they swarmed into the city and... Oh, but Malphas, I am so sorry. I am so sorry.
Take her to the Corarium.
Yes, yes, of course, Grandmaster. Leron, Yetta, bring me a stretcher.
Wait. You have to forgive me. I mean, we only wanted the best. You have to believe me. Please don't let me die as a pathless. Please.
I forgive you. Now go.
Yes. Yes, of course, Grandmaster.
What are your orders, Grandmaster? We aren't many, but if we use cunning, we might be able to drive them back out of...
We will not. We are no more than 6 up here, and the Narimes are thousands. And both our black powder and our boiling oil are in the barracks.
Then it's over. We have lost.
What? No! Nothing is over! They can't be that far into the city yet. We only have to drive them out of the gates, and then...
And how exactly are you planning to do that? By loading the cannons with sugar mint and shooting balls of herbs at the Narames? Great idea, really.
You sodding!
Quiet! Narajil and Skyrim are right, Commander. Ark is lost. But our war against the High Ones isn't. The beacon still stands, and it will continue to do so as long as we hold the temple. We've lost the battle, yes, but not the war. All we need is the Numenors, and then the beacon will be lit.
And what then? I don't think Korek will withdraw once we've destroyed his vision of this ascent.
Correct, he won't. Which is why we will surrender.
What?
It is the only way. As I said to the Chechesa before, this war is about more than just us. If we choose to give up now, or if we choose to fight and die down there, Korek will destroy the beacon either way, and let the cleansing happen. We will prevent that at all costs. Which is why we will find the Numenors, light the beacon, and then surrender. Yes, you will. We will die, but there is no alternative. Korek isn't man enough to participate in the battle himself. So even if we were to break out and fight, all we would do is kill his delusional soldiers. And their deaths would be as pointless as this entire war. Once the High Ones are vanquished, we've done our duty. That's it.
But no! We are warriors, and true warriors fight! You've said that!
True warriors ask questions. Like the question, when does a battle for ideals become nothing more than a battle for vanity? Those soldiers down there, Commander, they are nothing more than butchers. But we are more than that. But I will not stop you. As soon as the beacon is lit, you are free to flee. But for now, you will hold this place at all costs while we search for the Numenors. Archmagister, do you have the word of the dead?
I do, yes. How do you plan to get into the Undercity from here? The entire city is swarming with Korex's soldiers.
Leave that to me. Commander Aaron, gather the remaining keepers and arcanists. I will address them. You all know what has happened. We were betrayed by our own brothers and sisters. As we speak, people are dying, slaughtered by the Narames, who think we are their enemy. And I know what you are feeling right now. Anger. Anger aimed at those in our ranks who did this to us. But you're wrong. Despite their deed, they wanted to protect us, to fulfill their holy duty. And the same applies to Koarek and his soldiers. Yes, they are deluded. Yes, they have committed crimes past redemption, but they, too, only did what they thought was right. If there is someone to blame in all this, it's the High Ones, and no one else. They, brothers and sisters, they are the ones responsible. They have no mind, no compassion, no soul, and their only reason for existing is to destroy. They are cowards who act out of the shadows and play us against each other like puppets on strings. And right now, they think they have won. They think they can defeat us. But they will fail, because we are still here. We have the beacon, the only thing capable of stopping all this madness, and that is exactly what we're going to do. After that, you are free to go. Flee, fight, do whatever you think is best. I myself will surrender, because every drop of blood spilled after we have done our duty and destroyed the High Ones is useless. And even if the Naramis kill me, my death will be a sign. A sign that people like Koarek will never understand. Hatred breeds hatred. This is what history has taught us, and this is what makes the High Ones strong. Stand by me when the time comes, or go. But until then, fight. Follow me. We will talk in the Emporium. And there she goes. 4,000 years. There is another way. I suppose you already know that the Order was... And due to your dealings with the Relata, you also know that we, the Order, had an There is a Plan B, in case things get out of control. Probably. I will make it short. There's a set of down, and... After that, there is a way into the tunnels and bring your beloved. Prepare yourself. We will meet in the dungeon.
Saira. Yes, What did he say? How? So a system designed for genocide turns out to be our... Anyway, if things happen as Aranthael thinks they will you surrender to Quarak? Yes, especially with all that. I'm glad you see it that way. Let's wait and see what happens. Maybe there will be a way to flee through the tunnels once we've lit the beacon. There has to be. I'll go meet up with Sharim and the Grandmaster. I'll see you there.
Where's your flesh? Have any?
Poison gas tunnels. If there's one thing the Holy Order has always been, it's creative. My respect for that, Aranthael.
They're here. One moment.
Interesting. If I may ask, Grandmaster, how does that work?
It's a sigil, and it can only be opened by one bearing the Grandmaster's sword. Follow me. Stop us! Never! In case you were wondering, those three water gates up there contain the Starling machinery which releases the poison gas. As long as we do not...
So, this tunnel system...
Prophet. In case you were wondering, those three... The gates up there contain the Starling machine, which releases the poison gas. As long as we do not open them, we can pass safely through the tunnel.
So, this tunnel system, how many exit points does it have? I assume that a single exit into the Undercity wouldn't have sufficed to poison it all by itself, would it?
No. There are a total of 8 exits, and we will be using the one that leads into the Crow District. According to Maragil, we should be able to find a suitable entrance point into the old depths from there. Yes. Prophet.
Prepare yourself. Careful.
Lead the way. You know this area better than we do.
away and extended its arms towards the sky, and thousands of lightning bolts crashed down onto the wretched city, destroying everything, even the shadow of Heteron itself.
What a waste of time.
Let it go, Fire. They've already passed judgment.
This is the place. Skyrim.
Yes, take cover.
Impressive.
Entropy.
Saira, you look pale. Stronger.
That might
Saira?
be because we're getting closer to where the last cleansing happened. If we just follow the visions, they might lead us directly to the temple, the rest of their version of the beacon.
What is it with their eyes?
Reaching. Pathetic.
Enemies, get ready.
Will not stop us! Never! Pathetic.
The city of 1,000 floods. The name of the sun. It's so beautiful.
And dangerous. Come, we need to get down there.
He has betrayed us! Jakal opened the gates and now they're killing everyone!
The temple! Retreat to the
You
temple!
had a choice, and you've chosen ignorance. Now pay the price.
What did you see? What?
we've done so far is almost identical to how things went to the Pyreans. We are still part of the past.
But does that mean everything we have achieved hasn't made any difference at all? That we found the Black Stones, the ancient starlings?
All that the Prophet has seen is that someone betrayed the Pyreans too, and that this jackal was deluded as this fool Koarek. We knew that already. We are the first to be so close to lighting the beacon. I can feel it.
All these corpses. How can they still be here? They should have decayed long ago.
Good question. It looks like magic to me. Look at how gray their skin is. Like ashes.
Cleansing. It must have done this to them. What we see here, it must have been their final moments before the Highlands devoured them.
I fear you're right. I must have tried to get into the temple, into safety. In vain. This is tragic.
Yes, very tragic. Are you done?
Impressive.
I suppose we have company.
You are impressive, you know that? Everything around you is falling apart, yet you refuse to give up. Tell us, Saranthia, what makes you keep going?
Are you trying to manipulate me? If so, save your breath and fight instead.
Oh my, so grim. How nice it would be if everything could just be killed, wouldn't it? Even the past. Tell us, do your companions know the truth about you? All of it?
Let's go. This is pointless.
Pointless? You wound us. All we want is to help them understand. Just look at them. How clueless they are.
Are you deaf? Shut up. Your games don't work on me.
You'll take that as a no.
But there has to be a way.
Not here in Inoda, Tio. We could hide the pregnancy, but a living child? A lightborn and immortal. It's blasphemy. As ridiculous as that may sound coming from my mouth. You could flee with him, you know. Take him somewhere where no one will find you.
What? Orlando, that... No. They would recognize us for who we are.
Not if we took precautions. But even if they did, no one would dare oppose a Lightborn. No one. Teal'c, please, don't let him grow up without a father. He will be special, I can feel it, and he will need you.
What is this? But... No, I can't. The Council, Orlando. You know what they said about me. They want to do it.
You mean the exaltation? I can't believe you just said that. This is about a child, Teal'c. Our child.
Yes, our child. Why don't you tell me another 1,000 times? I have
Stop
this! Damn it. And you should know that better than anyone else. You know how hard I've worked to get here, Orlando. And now you want me to give it all up? For this thing?
Teal'c, how? I just don't know what to say. Being a seraph, it's a title by the name of the sun. A title. How can that possibly be more important to you than... Oh, I just can't believe it. I just can't believe it.
Of course you can't. You've never known what it means to have to fight for something. We will give him away to one of your servants. It is better that way, for him and for us.
What would have happened if you had been there for your son, I wonder? Would he have ever started to blame the gods for this deep hatred lurking inside him? You made your son into what he became, and all because a promotion was more important to you than your own flesh and blood. And that is why you will fail here, don't you see? Because failing is what you do. As a soldier, as a protector of the gods, and as a father. You are a butcher, a loser, not the glorious savior you want people to remember you as. Admit it already.
That's a lot of work.
We will see about that.
The cleansing. It must have done this to them. What we see here, it must have... Kirash, that's a lot of them. What are your orders, Grandmaster?
show them what you're made of. Quickly now, to the gate.
Garage. It's locked. What do we do?
We will break it open. Do you see the ballista up there? Keeper Sakarish, you. Wait. Do you feel that?
The sun.
Wait. He's moving.
Yes. Yes, that is good. You were hit by a piece of debris, but we are safe. His attack brought down the entire facade. We also cut him off from us. He will not be able to get inside here. The building came down on top of her. I know how close you were. I'm sorry. Yes, and we will. But to do that, that arrogant... Thank the god. What a waste of time.
Kiraj, did you see that?
Interesting. That must be the echo. We are so close to where the last cleansing happened that not only the Prophet sees it, but we do as well.
Understood? They must not harm it.
There it is. The beacon. By the gods, how similar they are. Sharim, do you have the word of the dead with you?
Yes.
Good. Then place it in front of the beacon and prepare yourself. Prophet, it is now up. No. Take a look around and see if... All right.
They are similar to magic, or the power responsible for the tides. They are pure energy.
The core of this sickness is in people's heads. It is a way of thinking. But you will never understand that, High Priest. Will you?
He has betrayed us! Jakal opened the gates and now they're killing everyone!
It was almost as if the beacon longed for the stones. They are the key. I feel it.
Take a look around. There has to be something that can help you lure the echo. close to where the last cleansing happened that not only the Prophet sees it, but we do as well.
They must not harm it.
There it is. The beacon. By the gods, how similar they are. Shari, do you have the word of the dead with you?
Yes.
Good. Then place it in front of the beacon and prepare self. Prophet, it is not. No. Take a look around and see if. All right.
The beacon was created to banish the High Ones from existence, but to do that, we need something from them. It was almost as if the beacon longed for the stones. They are the key. I feel it.
The core of this sickness is in people's heads. It is a way of thinking. But you will never understand that, High Priest. Will you?
He has betrayed us! Jakal opened the gates and now they're killing everyone!
They are similar to magic, or the power responsible for the tides. They are pure energy.
We have made it. How are you feeling, Prophet? Luring the... It does, indeed. We are... Do you see that out there? Yaela was right after all. This is our Numinars, the essence of the High One.
I wish you could see this.
Unbelievable. I have done it. In spite of everything. We are in his thoughts. What could you do against that? We will see about that. Maybe that question will answer itself. Shara, do it. Carry the container to the Essence.
As you command, Arantheal.
What is it? What are you waiting for?
Tell me, Arantheal. Back in the ruins, when the High Ones showed you that memory, it was the first time I saw you express real agitation. Not anger, but agitation. What you did to your son, do you regret it, I wonder? That you abandoned him in exchange for prestige and power?
What?
I don't think you do. What got to you was being reminded of your own failure. Regret. You don't know that feeling. You never have. Not even after Kira.
Shara, what are you?
I hired the mercenaries with Khalid. I helped him kill Lashari. And I let the Neramis into the city. And still, you don't have the slightest idea who I am, do you?
Why, you were there. The night of 1,000 fires.
Yes. I survived your massacre. One of only a few.
Then you did not follow my son because you shared his ideals. You did it to get to me. What follows now? Justice?
Justice. I am done with this world, Arantheal. I have been for a long time now. The only reason why I'm still here is a promise I made to someone. The promise that one day, I will be the one who takes everything from you.
Yusla, this is madness. Whatever you are planning to do, it will affect the whole world, not just me. If you want my death, why not just wait, damn it? Once we have lit the beacon, Korek will kill me. That way, all those innocent lives will be...
Please just shut up! You take me for such a fool? As if there's anything in this world you would want more than to die a martyr! Teodor Arantheal, conqueror of the High Ones, savior of mankind. You like the sound of that, don't you? You like it so much. You know, at first, I was so frustrated with all the setbacks. When the Prophet saved Lashari's research in Aldrashengrad, and when Quarek's first attack on the city didn't succeed. But then I realized that all of this would be so much more gratifying than anything else I could do to you. Your final attempt, and so close to your target. Only to fail by my hand. You asked me once what my daughter's name was. Do you remember?
Yes, I beg you, please.
Lena. Her name was Lena.
No. That's impossible. You fool. Miserable, selfish fool! You killed us all!
Impressive, Arantheal. You really were close. A shame that you were too preoccupied with yourself to see it coming.
Beasts! You damn beast! He was possessed! Possessed from the start!
Oh no, Arantheal. I'm afraid that is only half true. We reap, but you sowed. Of course we possessed him, But you did all the heavy lifting back at Kira, when you gave the order to massacre everyone dear to him, including his wife and his poor, poor daughter. And so, it is a happy ending after all, isn't it? Without the Numinos, you have nothing to use the beacon's power on. And the only thing it is good for now is the destruction of your own beloved city. It will be a feast, and there will be nothing left of you once we've devoured you. Nothing but cold, gray flesh. It is just as we said. You have failed as you always have done. What is it, Aranthio? Lost your tongue?
No. No. I have not. Not at all. You have just presented me with a solution.
Are you deaf? There is no solution. The cleansing will happen, and you will all die.
Yes. Yes, we will. Your Messiah, the citizens of the city, the armies, we will all burn like the sun. And then, it will be over.
You're fantasizing, Aranthio. Without...
Not this time. Here we must go our separate ways. Believe me, I'm sorry. The High Ones are right. We cannot use... But do you remember what the Archmagister said? Without the Numinos, cause a massive explosion. Yes, Koarek was and is essential to... And we, Prophet, we... The other people of this world, people who have had the same dreams, those whom the Nerimes have... It is the only way. The High Ones are a lot weaker than they pretend to be. I feel it. We were so close to destroying them. And I have faith in the others out there who will fight them. They will succeed where this scum Skyrim made us fail. It is. And I'm glad you see the truth of my words, Prophet. Once the others have succeeded, once they have lit a new... I wish I did not have to leave you here, but in your condition, you would...
It all begins with the dreams. Breathe.
Into the mind of a High One? I hope you're joking. This was their last stand. They are afraid of us. I feel it. You've killed us! You've killed us all! You have just shown me the solution.
Why are you here? Be gone, Phantom. Be gone and leave me to my slumber. Then this isn't a dream. You really are here. But why? The Prophet dies when the Emperor leaves him. This is the course of the game. It has always been so. Explain yourself. How did you find this place? And why do you still exist? Her? But why? She does not have a mind. She does not have feelings. So why should she do this? But still you speak the truth. I can feel it. Then could it really be that the unlikeliest of all eventualities has become reality and brought you here? I am sorry. It's been too long since I've spoken to anyone. I have had many names. The Arcarians called me the God of Death. The Moonskin people, the Warden of Dreams. The Pyreans, the Demon of the Deep. For your people I am, or was, the Black Guardian. Pompous names, I know. However, I am none of these, neither god nor demon. I am only an eye, condemned to observe again and again. As you measure time, older than your most daring chronicles go back, by far. I have seen them all, since our people fell. Every civilization, every cleansing, every turn of the cycle. What? No. The Starlings came long after me. I was only a fool who wanted to save his own skin at any cost. I knew the cleansing would come. I had known it long before the Red Madness and the war started. But I also knew that fighting it as my people did, and as most do, was pointless. So I looked for another way to prevail. And I found it. What you see here is the result. The Goliath, as I like to call it back then. No. Joining the Goliath meant immortality. All I had to do was sleep and awaken once more when the cycle started again, and new life came forth. Except that this new life would not have been defenseless. I would have been a true god to them, one capable of protecting them from the High Ones. No imaginary figure like the Creator, no false gods like the Lightborn were, to speak in your language. As the only one of my people, yes. But it happened faster than it should have. And when the cleansing occurred, the Goliath was not yet finished. And as the Emperor unleashed the light, I had no choice but to complete the joining too early. A fatal error, as it turned out. I did survive, yes. But I am trapped inside this unfinished machine. And ever since then, all I can do is watch. Again and again. No, you do not understand. You are stumbling through the fog.
even now that it is almost over. By themselves, the High Ones are not the problem. If we would just see them as they really are, they would become powerless. Yes, it is hard to put into words. I myself do not know everything about the High Ones. Only that they are part of something we call the cycle. The civilization arises and blossoms, and then, always at the same stage of their development, the High Ones appear, and with them, the Red Madness. People start losing their minds, wars erupt, and chaos rules. Until 2 or 3 years later, the cleansing happens. The moment when the High Ones devour the collective consciousness, the gathered minds of this civilization, to give birth to a new one of their own. Despite all of this, nobody knows what drives them. Perhaps they act out of malice, out of an urge to survive, or perhaps they do not even have a will of their own, but are like a force of nature. But I do know one thing, as powerful as they might be, it is mankind who gives them that power. We make them into what they are, because what nobody understands is simply this. The High Ones feed on what humanity has the most of: their ego, greed, pride, fear, and their everlasting search for an enemy who was responsible for all their misery. It is those traits the High Ones make use of. These characteristics are what make us human, and by themselves, they are harmless. Only when we bury them, when we deny them, then they play into the High One's hands. So why is this, you ask? It is simple. The High Ones alone cannot make the cleansing happen. Only a human can. With the beacon, my knowledge about it is as limited as my knowledge about the cycle. It has existed since the beginning of time, and despite what you might now believe, the ancient writings about it are true. Lit by the ones who carry the Numenos, it can banish the High Ones once and for all. But it can also destroy us. Because what happens when it is lit without a core is far more than an explosion. It is the cleansing, the triumph of the High Ones. And even as we speak, a human, Tealor Orinthiol, has done it again. A bright light will appear from the heart of the machine and open a hole in the sky. And within hours, it will spread throughout the world, and they will all feel it. A fire that burns them from within. A white light which will break through their flesh. Do you understand now? The High Ones have no power. All they do is to feed on our weaknesses, manipulate us into bringing about our own destruction. It is we who forge the sword that kills us, we who lead them to their victory, even though the key to salvation has always been in our hands. But instead of realizing our folly, we make the same mistake. We repeat the same fate over and over, and only because we refuse to see the truth. Yes, the High Ones are our enemy, but who wants to hear that it is our ego, that dark voice within us, that empowers them? It is so ironic. The moment we would realize all this would be the moment it all came to an end. But we do not. They reap. We sow. Dreams, thoughts, visions. They are everywhere. But the principle is always the same. They throw a tainted seed into a fertile ground. The rest happens by itself. Like 1,000 others before him, the High Ones knew exactly what they had to do to get him to commit this last act of desperation. They played him with his weaknesses and fears, like a figure on a chessboard. And the saddest part is that until the very end, he will believe that he has done something good. That was his greatest fear, yes, to be remembered as a failure, a broken man. That was the stream the High Ones manipulated him from the moment he died, after attempting to flee from his prison on Nerim. The real Orinthiol, he is dead, Prophet. He is a fleshless one of the mightiest tools of the High Ones, just as you are. I wish it were. The methods of how the High Ones influence us are plentiful, and the Red Madness and their ability to enter our dreams are not their only means. Their mightiest tool is the creation of projections, fleshless ones, or emissaries, as they are also called. If a person dies, and if this person has one last unfulfilled wish, a compulsion, then the High Ones have the power to create a projection of him, an immaterial image of the deceased, which thinks itself real and is perceived as such. What no one notices, not even the projection itself, are two things. Firstly, it is driven by this last unfulfilled desire. Secondly, it becomes an idealized version of its former self, almost tailor-made to free itself from the last compulsion, that ultimate scourge. The daughters of fishermen become warriors. Broken generals become charismatic and driven leaders who seem almost too determined to be real. You are one of these projections, as are all of the emissaries. You are a fleshless one, a spirit searching for liberation from something. I do not know your past before you came to this land, because before you became the Prophet, you were insignificant. But what happened to you and your friend on that ship? You never survived it. You drowned in the Red Sea, and in that very moment, the High Ones entered your mind and made you into what you are today. And other than myself, the High Ones knew your compulsion, knew the desire that drove you. Whatever it was, it made you predictable, and it allowed them to play you, just as they played Orinthiol and Korak. Do you see it now? Every dream the High Ones sent you, every time they appeared to you, they all had but a single purpose: to feed your self-image, to push you in a certain direction. They wanted you to play the game for their purposes, and they succeeded. You read the echo of the future, as other prophets did before you. You helped Orinthiol reconstruct the beacon, and led him to the Numinos. When he saw that it would be taken away from him at the very last instant, his fear of failure led him into doing what he did. You are not to blame, Prophet. You did what countless others did before you, and you did it because you thought it was the right thing to do. Only one thing is different. In all the time I have been here, never before did a projection realize its own nature. You were meant to dissolve like the rest of mankind. Yet, here you stand, and I tell you the truth. This was never meant to happen. Oh, stop it. No, it is too late for that. By the name of the sun, it is so ironic that the veiled woman did not lead you here earlier. It is over, Prophet. You are strong, but regardless of how long your power can protect you from the light of the cleansing, eventually you will dissolve too. Even if... Wait. No. Maybe you are right. Maybe there is a way. But no, it would be pointless. Forgive me, I have to think. Yes, there could be a way. What I told you is true. Here on Earth, you would not survive the cleansing. But there is one place where you could. The Star City. I know that you brought something back from your journey there. The escape pods. And I know that they can also take you back there. For I have seen the Yalam Rashe, the ancient starlings, do so. Whatever has protected the city over all these millennia, it would protect you too. Yes, you could survive it. By the face of time, you could. No, it would not. But that is irrelevant. You are fleshless, a projection. And just like me, time cannot touch you. Age cannot kill you. And thus you could succeed where I have failed. You could wait for the cleansing to be over, and then create a new humanity. Create a new humanity. It is only a matter of time until the new turn of the cycle starts. New life will come forth. First, simple life, then human. And just like the civilizations before them, they will also fall victim to the High Ones, because they will have the same weaknesses as we do. But not with your help. You could be a god to them. You could guide their ascent. You could shape a mankind free of egos and weaknesses. And by doing so, you would deprive the High Ones of their power. Just imagine, in this new world, there would be no need for a beacon, because the High Ones simply would not have any strings to pull on. Mankind will defeat them by becoming superior. It means a lot to me to hear you say that. What is important now is that we act quickly. The cleansing is already happening, and you will not have much time left to flee. You must go through the portal and then back to the temple. Then you have to activate the pods, and the rest will happen automatically. When all this is over, I will try to reach out to you. She is. I'm sorry, but this is one more reason why you have to do the right thing. Please, make her death matter. Yes, and hurry. You will feel the light as soon as you are back on the surface. And given time, it will consume you. But but you will succeed. I feel it. There is one more thing I need to ask of you, however. One final request. I want you to shut me down. Yes, I want to finally rest. Please do not try to convince me to do otherwise. All that. I do not want to be a part of it any longer. I have not wanted to for a long, long time. Please, do it. The switch is in front of you. That was how I connected myself to the Goliath. It will cut the connection as well. Do it, and then go. Go and fulfill your fate. Thank you. Forgive me. The two of us will now exchange places. I am sorry for the deception, and if there were another way, I would not do this. Even though you made the right choice, you are too naive to become a true god. What do you know? What have you seen? You are but a toddler in the face of time. I, however, know mankind better than anyone else, and I deserve it. Once this is all over, I will send someone to free you from the Goliath. But until then...
Over here, Sagira, quickly!
By the name of the sun, are you already? By the name of the sun, are you...
Miserable fool! I would have kept my word! But if you want to play games, fine! I have had enough time to practice!
Oh, Kirash.
That doesn't look good. Get away from the rooms!
I deserve this!
The shields are down. The generators, now! Get away from the ruins!
Focus, Camille. Focus.
Now, attack the generators!
The shields are down. The generators, now! Now, attack the generators!
What have you done?
Oh, I suppose the explanations will have to wait. I had a feeling that might be the case. Go on ahead. I will follow. I had assumed as much. Yuslan and he didn't even try to help me after that dragon attacked us. I was lucky to find another way in, otherwise I would never have found you. And you are... Oh. My head, it feels as if it's on fire. This must be the cleansing. If this is how it feels down here, then fate have mercy on those who are on the surface. Don't you feel anything? Then the Black Guardian was right, wasn't he? What you are, your fleshlessness, it protects you. Kirash, I just don't understand. You are here, standing right before me, and I can see you. How is that possible? Could you really... I suppose so. So, what now? Your decision, is it final? What would I do? I don't know, Saira. Just thinking about a question like this is so bizarre. But if I were in your position, I don't think I could just flee. I mean, look at it however you want, but the fact is that there would be a chance to save at least some of these people by destroying the beacon. Not taking that opportunity would be sentencing millions to death. But that's my rational half. You can imagine what the other voice says. I don't want to lose you. I don't know, but there is a secret passage into the South Quarter. If I can reach the Myrad there, I might be able to flee to one of the islands. I think I can make it, somehow. I understand. Then, in a few hours' time, the two of us will be the only survivors of mankind. That sounds so unreal. You have to prepare the escape pods. I will wait for your signal. Then we must move quickly. Even down here, this burning gets worse by the minute. I can't imagine how it will be that close to the beacon. Be careful, Saira. We can't afford any mistakes. us out of here. Hey. I don't know. When I woke up, we were here. You were still unconscious, so I thought it would be wise to let you rest a little. Just look at that. From here, it all seems so peaceful. Untouched. As if all that has happened was nothing but a bad dream. I guess, as far as the world is concerned, it doesn't make a difference whether we live or die. Now it's up to us.